My name is Freddy Rojo, and I lost 335 pounds. And today we're with Dr. Blag for the first time with a loose skin procedure. I have been wanting to do this for the last 3 years of my journey. I've been envisioning this, and we're finally getting it started. So, Dr. Blag,
Cool.
with weight loss,
Yeah.
surgery, and the loose skin, what are the first steps?
Yeah, so first step typically would be at being close to your goal weight.
Okay.
So pretty much where you want to be, kind of where you think's healthy for you, where you think is maintainable for you.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to come in and get something done with like skin removal and then go lose,
Another 20 pounds.
yeah, or even more than 20.
Yeah.
We usually say if you're within like 15 pounds of your goal weight, that's usually about where we want you to be.
Okay.
If you lose beyond that, beyond 20 pounds, say you went and lost 50 pounds, it's not like you're going to have a horrible result. It's just that you have a little bit more loose skin that maybe we could have gotten a bit tighter before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I usually have y'all kind of triage as far as what it is you're after first. A lot of my
Triage.
patients, oh yeah, meaning like what's number one for you? So a lot of
Okay.
my patients, they lose a lot of weight and you've got kind of extra skin all over. So there's probably not going to be just like one procedure. You may end up getting more down the line.
Gotcha.
But we often want to say, what's your number one priority? Like, what's number one for you? And that's what we're going to address first.
Okay.
For a lot of people, that's trunk, kind of midsection area. And so a lot of times we start there.
Okay, it's definitely gonna be trunk and man boobs.
Okay.
Because I've always had like pepperoni nipples and like
Yep.
boobs, unfortunately.
Yep.
So like just the front area is definitely gonna be the biggest target. Like this I think I can live with,
Yeah, and honestly,
depending on how much it costs, of course.
yeah. For the amount of weight loss you've had, I mean, your skin, I know I've told you this before, but your skin has done really well from what I can see.
Yeah.
Your youth helps you.
Yes.
Because you're in your 20s. So
Absolutely.
That's
No, if I did this weight loss when I was 30, the skin would be
There's going to
down
be
in
more
here.
skin.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, for those two procedures, are you familiar at all with either one of them?
I'm not.
Okay.
So the only reference I know is one of my friends' moms did a loose skin procedure, and
Yeah.
she did everything. She did her boobs, she did her stomach, she did her arms, she did her legs.
Yep.
And it cost her about $35,000.
Yep.
And that's the only reference I know. Outside of that, I haven't watched much videos. I'm kind of coming into this as a
Yeah.
first experience, ready to
Yeah, cool.
absorb.
Okay, so let's first talk about the abdomen. There are different versions there for the abdominal area depending on where your skin is located. The standard would be a tummy tuck.
Okay.
And so I'll just kind of turn this way so
I
we
appreciate
can all
you.
see it.
Yes.
So for the tummy tuck surgery, what the traditional tummy tuck will be is to make an incision around your belly button first.
Okay.
So make an incision around your belly button. That releases your belly button from the surrounding skin.
Okay.
Your belly button's attached to you on a little stalk. So when I make that incision to release it from the skin, that stalk will kind of pull it down below.
Okay.
And so I'll be like, bye belly button, we'll see you later.
Okay.
So it's just saved for later down below. Now it'll just be an opening in your skin where your belly button used to live, so just a hole.
Okay.
Okay, so after I've done that, you've got that opening there where the belly button used to live, but the stalk is pulled it below. I make an incision down here in the underwear line. So that would be a really long incision down there in the underwear line. And that is going to allow me to lift all of your skin up off the abdominal wall, like pull it all up, and then I pull it down and stretch it down. So all the extra will be stretched down below where I made that incision. So then all that extra will come down like that. Where your belly button used to live, that skin will come. It'll be like an opening, that'll come down with it. All the skin and fat will come down below that. That all gets removed and that goes away. And then you get a closure down here in the underwear line. If I didn't do anything now, you wouldn't have a belly button.
So
right?
you'd be opening up a new hole for my belly
New
button?
opening, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so basically then I make an opening right there. Find your friend the belly button.
Find your...
Been there for many years. And then bring that up, sew it back into place.
Okay.
Now that really addresses that overhanging skin on the lower abdomen really well. And sometimes, and it may be in your case when we take a look, that maybe that's where your primary issue is.
Yeah.
Some of my patients that lose a lot of weight, they will also have extra skin up here on this kind of upper middle part.
Yes.
And some of that will be pulled down flat, as everything pulls down. If we can kind of pull and stretch that out, then even with getting rid of all this overhanging on the bottom, even after that, this may still be, yeah. So it just depends on to what degree is it going to be loose. Is it going to be so loose that it's like falling forward and really bothering you? because if it is, then we have to make another incision to get that out of there.
Okay.
And that would be moving on to what's called a fleur-de-lis tummy tuck.
Fleur-de-lis?
Fleur-de-lis.
Fleur-de-lis.
So fleur-de-lis, if you look like the New Orleans Saints football team, the New Orleans emblem is a fleur-de-lis. It's like this French kind of design.
Yes.
And what that would involve is not just removing skin down here, but then also
The top.
removing
So
skin
it's like this
there.
and this, like the logo.
And so it makes kind of a flower, like a fleur-de-lis.
Fleur-de-lis.
And so what it ends up looking at is the skin that gets removed is the skin across there and the skin up here.
Gotcha.
So it makes kind of that, saint symbol that you see.
Would you be able to see if I would need that from just looking at my body?
Yeah, so we'll be able to look today.
Okay.
If you were to need that one, then you wouldn't just have an incision down here in the underwear line. You would have also an incision that goes up, belly button in the middle of it and goes up like that.
Gotcha.
So some people want to avoid it because they're like, well, I don't really want a big incision up the middle of my abdomen. And so if you're kind of borderline where you're like,
I'd be okay with it.
Kind of loose. Yeah.
It's like a battle scar,
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, some people need it, some people don't. So we'll just take a look. Your skin is already retracted pretty well. So it may just be that you just have the overhang down here and we'll be okay once we stretch that down, but we'll look today.
So I have a lot of overhang on my sides and my front and my back. Like my whole back is very loose.
Right. So for you, the other next step would be what's called a lower body lift, or some people call it a 360, lift. Basically, it's to do the standard tummy tuck thing where you have your incision down here in the underwear line up front, and then I actually flip you over in the surgery and then extend that same incision along the upper buttock region to take out that extra skin back here.
Gotcha.
So you end up with that scar kind of all the way around.
Gotcha.
That's called lower body lift or 360 body lift, whatever somebody wants to call it.
Okay.
But essentially a tummy tuck along with lift of the back there. And that's good for someone who, kind of what you're saying, all your skin has just kind of evenly distributed kind of all around versus pooling all in one area. So sometimes that's a good thing to do. And that can all be done at one time. Those, either a tummy tuck or that would be kind of what is a big bang for your buck after getting weight loss, because you get a ton of skin removed.
Yeah.
And people see a huge difference, obviously, in your clothes and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a question that I'm so curious about when it does come to loose skin surgery, how much weight does loose skin typically have?
It's not as much as you would think.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, especially on you, if you don't seem to have a whole lot of fat, under your skin. And so when you see the pictures, like I always take pictures of the skin removal to show you after because people like to see it. We always weigh it and people will be like, that must weigh like 25 pounds.
It's like
weigh
five.
like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the most I've ever removed at once was 14 pounds.
Damn.
And so
how much did the person weigh? How much did the person lose?
I can't quite remember. I mean, it was over 100 pounds of weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah, but she ended up just having a lot of skin on the front of her abdomen. And also her body, for some reason, really hung on to fat down low. And so she had a fair amount of fat under the skin that we removed. So it wasn't just skin.
You removed fat too?
Fat that was under the skin.
Really?
Yeah. So that's really why that weight ended up being more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say we did just the tummy tuck surgery. That one's about a 3-hour surgery.
Okay.
If we did the lower body lift, we kind of go all the way
360.
around. Yeah, usually looking about like 5.5 hours of surgery.
And for that 360, would that also do my back?
The
like
lower
full
back.
360? Yeah.
Yeah, so get that extra skin that's on your lower back. It also gives you a little bit of a butt lift, so that kind of the butt gets.
I do need that. My butt is saggy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for some people, after they've lost weight, they lose a lot of volume to their butt, and so they're like, oh, okay, well, I want a butt lift, and then we say, well, this will pull the skin up some, but really it won't add any volume, which some people want with that, which is probably like everyday squat day kind of thing. Yeah. So that's pretty much the tummy tuck, the 360 lift, one of those versions. And like I said, in a little bit, we'll take a look and just see. It's good to have the vocabulary with us before we go to look. That way when I'm talking about these things, we know what we're talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then for the chest. So, what you're describing as far as your areolas being kind of distended, probably some extra skin there. I mean, we call it a male breast reduction, basically. But I typically end up removing skin, and there's a couple versions of incision. There'll definitely be an incision that sounds like around your areola.
Yeah.
Okay. And then probably what we call the Superman incision, which is the incision in your fold across. Depending on the setup of how things look when you look there, sometimes you'll have and a vertical incision going from the areola kind of down to that Superman incision. If I needed to get more skin out there, but again, we'll take a look here in a little bit.
Okay.
As far as drains go, because everybody often will ask about drains. Do we have to have any drains? And they do. When we're removing this much skin, I usually have to use some drains. So
When you say drains, are you talking like them squeezing things out?
right. So
I've
it'll
heard
be,
that's extremely painful.
yeah. Well, it can be painful. Hopefully, they're just irritating.
Okay.
That's what a lot of patients say. It's just irritating, but yeah. I mean, probably we would need drains if we did it all at the same time. Drains here and on the abdominal area. But basically, it's a tube that comes out, has a bulb on the end of it that looks like a little grenade.
Okay.
And the bulb collects fluid. When I remove all this skin, we've disconnected this skin from the underlying tissues such as your muscle, and then I'm putting it back down. Your body, when we create that space, until it heals back down, your body will want to put fluid there.
Okay.
So if we don't have a drain to get that fluid out of there, you can get a permanent fluid collection.
Okay.
Which is called a seroma, which we don't want.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, it is. It's a big recovery. So, you really need a good, depending on how much we did at once,
Let's say hypothetically do chest and a 360. Would you say
Mm-hmm.
probably like 3 weeks to get back into full training or longer?
longer.
Really?
Yeah. To get into training, you mean like weight training?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah. 6 weeks
You
would be like you're going to get back into it, but you won't be full throttle. Now, if everything looks great at a month, I might tell you start doing some light stuff that's really easy. But
because you lose muscle in like 3 weeks to.
yeah, and so it's not like you're bedridden. I mean, you don't have to go home and just be like this the whole time. You can be up doing walks and moving around. But we usually tell you,
Not progressive.
you want a
overload.
clean diet after surgery with good protein so you can maintain muscle mass as much as possible. And then you want, fruits and vegetables so you get all your vitamins and zinc for healing. But yeah, it's a big recovery.
Okay.
And it's hard for my people who are used to working out every day,
Yeah.
especially when they get mental goodness from the
Mentally
working out.
dependent on it.
Yeah, which I understand because I get as well. But and I want to get you back there as soon as we can. But with these big incisions, tension is not our friend.
Yeah.
So you moving around a bunch and pulling on those incisions is not our friend as far as getting like a nice thin scar. And
I'm just imagining getting it and then working out and it reopening while you're working out.
right. So
Oh
that's
my
not going to
God.
happen because we'll permit that.
We won't work out. Yeah.
But you definitely wouldn't want to go the week after surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just even let's say we were to do the surgery today.
Mm-hmm.
Could I walk and go do a mile walk tomorrow?
Not a mile.
Okay.
But I would tell you tomorrow would be walk around your house.
Okay.
So inside, when you get up to go to the restroom, I'd have you do some laps around the couch or
Okay.
something. The next day, maybe you'd walk a little more. Or some people, day 2 or 3, might go into their neighborhood or their driveway and walk outside for a little bit. But we're talking not even a quarter of a mile.
Okay.
That first week. So during the second week, you might feel more like approaching a mile. But it's good to walk after surgery. You're going to recover faster, but we want to pair that with not sweating a lot.
Really?
For your incisions.
Okay.
And not overexerting yourself so that you're so tired. Your body's resources at that point are going to heal all these incisions.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't have a lot to spare. So you don't want to be pushing it with exercise and you're using up those resources over there when we need those resources to be healing.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I take my shirt off?
Sure.
Yeah. I
Let's
never
take
thought
a look.
I never thought I'd say that to another man, but hey,
New experiences.
absolutely. Okay.
Okay.
So I do have loose skin here
Yeah.
as well. So that's
Okay.
I think that can be fixed with let me fix this camera angle though.
So yeah, so
Okay.
you don't have a whole lot here, but I would do basically a medial thigh lift at some point, which
If we want to do it,
Yeah.
because I think I've been told that I can just gain muscle.
you can.
And
Yeah.
it'd be just
Yeah.
big quads.
Yeah. See, your skin, you have such good skin.
I do,
Okay.
but I'm also big right now. If you would have saw me early this year
Mm-hmm.
in January, I was down under 30 pounds from right now.
Okay.
And so it was looser.
Yeah.
So I'm still bigger.
Yeah.
And I think I still have at least another 40 pounds to go before
Okay.
I would want to do it to probably another half year.
Yeah. Cool.
And then
Yeah. Yeah.
Want me to do it?
So thing for you, there's a little bit of laxity here, but you have such good skin quality. I think you would be fine with just, down here.
Really?
And not doing this big one here.
I have A1 skin quality. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll put that on my LinkedIn. Yeah.
Good skin, exactly. You have good skin quality. I mean, for this amount of weight loss, for sure. Usually people have more stretch marks and more actual hanging.
I did for a while. Like all this would be stretch marks. All this would be stretch marks.
Yeah.
But over time, it's just kind of.
Yeah, come in. Cool.
Yeah.
So basically, I'd be removing essentially this skin.
Really?
Like from here down would all go. And then if we did all the way around, then I would just continue it, take this as well, like this through there.
Okay.
And then this back here, take some of that as well. And again, lift up on your upper butt a little bit right there.
Okay.
And that would help that. Now, it's not going to help through here.
Okay.
But, but if we did your chest, then we can look at pulling some of that forward.
Okay.
To truly get this skin up here, we do what's called a bra roll lift, which is, you don't have a bra roll because you don't wear a bra. But if you did, you'd have a line across here.
Gotcha.
Essentially from that one. But you're not someone who I feel like would need that unless that's a specific area you say, oh, this really bugs me.
Gotcha.
I certainly would never start there. I would do around, your 360 basically, and then do your chest.
Okay. I think what you said probably sounds good. Like 360, chest, nipple, and then this coming up.
Yeah.
Whatever, the bra.
Right. So basically, there's a couple options here, but probably what we would do is I would, move your nipple and areola up kind of to right there.
Okay.
Come in here, remove a lot of, you have some fullness through here. Some of that is going to be like male breast tissue, basically. And then there will be some resistant fat that wants to be there as well.
Okay.
And remove some of that. And then you would
You'll
have...
be taking fat away too?
Yeah, because I want this to be, as flat as we can get it. Part of this is just you have a good pec muscle, you know, and we want exactly. And we want to be able to see more of that rather than this part coming off.
So my nipple would be like here?
It would be like right there.
Okay.
The ideal male nipple position is at the border of the pec muscle.
Okay.
You can see your border when you flex. When you flex, you see that border coming right along through there. So we would want that to be right there.
Okay.
And then we just want to get rid of this stuff there.
Yeah.
So with that, I can take this incision as far as we want to over here. And that's where I say I could take this incision that's going to be your Superman fold incision over like to here. That's going to allow me to pull some of that and get rid of some of this right there.
Okay.
To me, it's not so bad back there because that doesn't crease. But here, probably you see this more maybe in a shirt.
So, and this right here, is this lower back? No, that back here would be lower back.
Yeah, that'd be lower back.
Okay.
So when we talk lower back, we're really talking more this flank kind of area.
Okay.
It'll probably smooth this out a little bit, but I don't think it'll completely take away that little bit of crease there.
Okay.
Because some of that is that upper back kind of laxity, and that would take that incision across here to get. But that would be something I wouldn't think we would probably end up doing. But if we did, it would be like down the line. We want to get these other things done first.
Yeah. And you said it's better not to do the whole body because I won't be able to like rest on any.
That, and also, I don't want you under anesthesia for too long.
Yeah.
So just if we did the body lift and this, I mean, we're looking at like 7 hours of surgery, which is a long time for you to be under anesthesia, but you're young and healthy. So, that would be okay, but I don't like to go beyond 7 hours.
Fair. No, and I don't want to be under for more than 7 hours. So, 7 hours is more than good
you
enough.
can probably safely go a little longer, but we just want to err on the side of safety.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Is there anything else? Other than, of course, price, but I'll go over there.
Yeah, and I think, as far as risks go, the biggest risk when we are combining surgeries like this is your incisions. It's a lot, like I said, a lot of incisions for your body to handle and to heal. And so if everybody says, what's the number one, risk or complication that could happen from this? It would be that somewhere along these incisions, you have a little blister, or you spit, as we call it, one of the sutures that's under the skin can kind of come out like almost like a little pimple. And it's just your body is trying to heal all these incisions, is having trouble doing it. So you could end up with a little blister or scab somewhere that we have to kind of baby along to get it to heal. Okay. That's the number one thing. It's not like some disaster, is going to happen, but that can make things, take a little bit longer to heal.
Okay.
But it's a little higher risk when we do all these things. That's why good nutrition after is good. But you being young and healthy, really, you'll probably do very well from this surgery.
Okay. Now, final question.
Yeah.
Me being 313 as of this morning, it's currently September 18th. If I were to get to the weight of about 270 before the end of the year, do you think I would be able to do this surgery come January? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. think so.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I was saying, you carry your weight really well because I wouldn't guess that you're over 300 pounds right now. But it's just you have muscle and you're very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, Dr. Black.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'll
of
go
course.
over there and
Yeah.
see the price and go
Sounds
from there.
good.
You have some extra hair in the car.
I do have extra hair in the car. Okay, so basically this is your quote.
Okay.
We'll go through it line by line. This is a lower body lift. This is the first line. That's going to be the surgeon's fee and all of your office visits, okay? The second line is going to be a $200 credit in our med spa after your surgery. We can kind of go over all that later, but there's some different things we offer in there, and that's going to be $200 towards that after your surgery, okay? The next line is the male breast reduction. And I did get you an extra $1,000. We do have a $2,000 off special right now, but I get you an extra $1,000 because you're combining them.
Okay.
So that your total's on the all the way to the right. Operating room for 7 hours, anesthesia for 7 hours, and your total is at the bottom.
Okay.
So how this works is this quote's going to be good for 30 days.
Okay.
If you wanted to,
27,000.
not too bad. I'm sure you've done your research. It's not cheap.
Okay, so this will be the nipple,
Should I
the
stand over here? Yeah.
yeah, so the nipple, the boobs, the 360.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, all the way around.
Okay.
Skin removal and lift. And then the breast will be basically like a regular reduction. So all the, that's going to, I'm sure you went over there where the incisions are going to be, but probably if there's lipo needed, there'll be lipo, but also just excision of the fat and breast tissue.
Yeah.
Because it's a combination is what it is, which can't just be lipoed out, obviously. And then, of course, the skin removal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know I won't quote you on this quote.
Sure.
But how much extra would it be for the arms and the legs?
So the
Ballpark.
arms takes about 3 hours. It's
Really?
probably gonna be, they took about 3 hours. 2.5, maybe 2.5, 3.
Okay.
So that's gonna be closer to it'd be a little bit less than that. So it's probably gonna be like
Another 13?
no. It'll be probably like 10.
Okay.
Probably like
for
10.
the arms.
For the arms, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would bring it up to 37.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that you couldn't combine them because of the length of surgery.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different than if you were to combine them all. Yeah, it's a different price. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean technically that's how much you're spending.
Yes.
Yeah, another 10. Yeah.
Okay. And then the legs, if I wanted to
What
do
did
legs.
you want to do with your legs? Like
Those just loose skin.
okay. So are you wanting an incision from here to here?
Sure.
That's what it would be for your thigh, and then it's basically like if you pulled your skin, like that's what you would be. I would have to get the time on that for him, but if I had to guess, I would say somewhere like
Another 10.
another 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
These might be longer than this.
Okay. So if I
yeah.
wanted to do all this, my back, that's not even including my upper back, because my upper back would be an extra one.
Yeah, probably like a $30,000.
Okay.
Right? Is that right?
For this, yes, and then arms, legs, another 20, give or take.
Yeah.
So it'd be around 50.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What have you been like? Have you done research and like seen pricing for?
So my friend's mom did what I'm saying, like everything, arms, legs, back, front, boobs, and she got it for 33.
Okay. She got her arms. She had reduction.
Yes.
And then she had the tummy tuck, but also all the way around.
Yeah, and it was like 33, 30. I
legs,
think she
33.
said 35, but it was like 34 and some change, so she
Yeah.
just did 35.
Yeah. No, we're not anywhere near that.
Okay.
Yeah. Where did she get that done?
I don't know.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say yeah.
This is the first quote, and
Yeah.
we'll see. And also don't forget to like
But
follow.
no,